Hello, how's it going? My name's Adam. Welcome to A Doodle Reviews. I've got a dog on me, so this is a bit hard to sort of do this, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do my episode 6, WANDAVISION. Oh, I put the dog up. Did I wake you, dog? Look at the state here. Let's get your hair sorted out. Right, WANDAVISION, episode 6. Yeah, my thoughts and review, etc. Okay, it starts with the Malcolm in the Middle type opening, which Malcolm in the Middle came out in early 2000s, so it's not the 90s. They've skipped the 90s for some reason, unless the last episode was the 80s and 90s. But yeah, anyway, the kids, they're in it. They do a bit of dodgy acting. Their acting is a bit suspect. I don't really think they're the greatest actors in the world, but they're only children, so we'll let them off. Wanda comes down the stairs in the old school Scarlet Witch outfit from the comics, and she looks really hot in it, so she looks really good. Vision comes down in his old school thing, and he looks like a dumbass. What else we got? So he goes on a neighborhood watch. He calls it a neighborhood watch that he's going on, but he's not really going on a neighborhood watch. He just wants to see what the hell's going on with the rest of the town and why things are so suspect and weird as the way they are, and he wants to find out what exactly Wanda's doing. And of course we've got Pietro Quicksilver, played by Evan Peters, and he's doing a really good job being the sort of crazy zany uncle figure to the children, and he's sort of looking after the kids while Vision goes out on his neighborhood watch thing that he's not really doing. But yeah, so is Evan Peters actually Mephisto and trying to get closer to the children because of their developing powers, and he somehow wants to, like, I don't know, siphon the powers perhaps. I don't know what his deal is, but he's also very sort of questiony with Wanda, and he's also asking her a lot of questions about her powers, so there's some suspect shit going on. Darcy and Jimmy, they're still outside of the hex, outside of the red hex, and they're checking things out and doing some computerized things. Hayward comes along and he chucks them off the squad because he doesn't like them for whatever reason, I forget why. And Hayward's just being a bit of a dick, so Hayward's got to the point where he's actually a certified dick now, and everybody knows that he is one. And I suspect he is, his deal is that he's obviously after Vision, because we see that from the tracking that he's got. He tracks the vibranium, he's tracking where Vision's going and everything. He doesn't seem to care when Vision breaks through the hex at the end of this episode, that he's dying, so maybe he doesn't necessarily need Vision to be alive, he just needs the body of Vision. And I think he needs this to sort of recreate some kind of weapon, Ultron style, you know, he wants to do some kind of Ultron-y stuff. So basically, yeah, the episode's a pretty good one, it's quite good. It wasn't as good as the last one, but it still teases and drops little bits of information here and there. We see Billy and Tommy gain their powers in this episode. Billy is the speedy one, I believe, and Tommy is the powerful hex-type Wiccan one, and he senses Vision being in trouble, and when he's going through the hex and he's getting all ploughed up, and he really reminds me, in that particular scene, really reminds me of RoboCop. He just looks like RoboCop, you know, when RoboCop doesn't have the mask and the visor on, and he's just got his plain face on. He just reminded me of RoboCop, and he really did. I'll splice in the scene so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, basically, the end of the scene is Wanda expanding the hex to encompass Vision back into the town. So whereas before the coming outside of the hex killed him and he like broke apart and died, the expansion of the hex brings him back to full Vision glory and he's back to his normal self. But she also expands it further and further, so she encompasses the whole of S.W.O.R.D. and they become like circus freaks and clowns and what have you, and everything becomes that. And they're sort of, the episode ends with the Hex expanding and her chasing Hayward. So we'll see where this goes. So basically it's just Wanda having a load of powers, and also there's a scene just before Vision leaves the Hex. He meets up with Agnes as well, and Agnes is kind of acting really weird and up to something. I don't know what she's up to, but she's sort of acting like she's mind warped, and then Vision zaps her with his little zap power, and then she suddenly comes to and is more awake, and she's like, oh, you're an Avenger, blah blah, what's going on, this, that, the other. And then she sort of, then he zaps her back and she goes back to being under Wanda's control. And I don't really think she is really under Wanda's control. I think she's faking that shit, because I think she's up to something. So she's like in control, and she's after the children as well, or trying to protect the children. She's either a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know as yet. I'm still pretty sure that Quicksilver is actually Mephisto, and because he's just, even with the sort of like the Quicksilvery hair that he had, it sort of at one point turned into like little devil horns, and he said stuff about hell, and it sort of seems either it's a red herring or it's just blatantly obvious that he is Mephisto. So we shall see. But yeah, the kids have the powers now. Wanda's powers seem to be getting stronger, and Vision is, oh, and Darcy got sucked into the Hex as well, the expanding Hex. So we shall see. But apparently, this is what I'm hearing on the grapevine, the next 3 episodes are all going to be at a wonderful hour length each. So if that's true, then whoop-a-de-doo, Marvel fans, we're in for some good shit. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. My dog is just wiggling around on the floor now like a crazy loony dog, because she's crazy and loony. I don't know what she's doing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Thank you very much for watching. I love you very much. God bless. Goodbye.